Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news and analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Make sure as I spam that like button, hitting that share so other people can spam that like button. Let's get into it, y'all. The top story is President Trump says that he is seriously considering. He said he's seriously considering striking on Iran. Obviously, the Iran war stuff is heating up as we speak. And, you know, I am definitely not in favor of this type of activities by any stretch of the imagination. But unfortunately, war is very profitable, and that's just what it is. So, obviously I seen a poll where they do not want the United States to get involved, but that is where things are standing right now. Okay, and let's get into the news and analysis for the day. The big thing that's happening right now is the stablecoin bill is being voted on right now as we are speaking. So this is at the Congress's desk right now as we are speaking. Okay, so this is going to be a big thing. This is going to usher in the dominance of the U.S. dollar, in my opinion. This is going to usher in the world adoption of cryptocurrency, and I think that there is definitely going to be in stages of this, if you will. So this is being voted on. It's supposed to have started at 4:30. I know that this is probably live right now, so we'll keep you guys updated on that as time goes on. Okay, so the other big thing that is happening right now is the JP Morgan has filed for a trademark JPMD. And again, it's so funny how things progress with this, because JP Morgan has been one of the biggest cryptocurrency haters known to man. So it's the old adage of first they hate it, then they laugh at it, then they scoff at it, and then they file for JPMD. So that is how things are going in the cryptocurrency market. We're seeing more and more institutional money. We're seeing more and more institutional legislation and posturing and positioning to really ramp things up. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. That is definitely a big deal in my opinion, but not a bigger deal than this story, which is Coinbase seeks the approval from the SEC to tokenize the stock market. To me, okay, this perhaps is one of the most revolutionary things and the sort of next wave that is taking place of merging the stock market onto the blockchain. And this appears like what Coinbase is doing. And listen, I'm not necessarily the biggest pro Coinbase fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that this is an obvious step to take of tokenizing the stock market, putting it on the blockchain, having real transparency, and more importantly, merging trillions and trillions of dollars into the stock market. But let me know. Should Coinbase be the front runner of this technology, or do you think it should be somebody else? Let me know in the comments below on that. Okay. And with that, let's get into the charts and the crypto. So let's get into that. All right. As of the time of recording, Bitcoin is currently sitting at $104,500. We've had a little bit of a pullback here. So we got all the way up to 108,000 yesterday, and then we pulled all the way back on a wick to 103,000. People are freaking out. It's just the emotional roller coaster continues. But in reality, if you just zoom out a little bit, I'm not zoomed out. I'm not like I'm looking on the yearly chart. I'm looking on the monthly chart. I'm looking on the daily chart. And the daily chart gives us a lot of perspective. It's barely a red candle. Okay. In fact, this candle right here very well could close green. We are, in fact, literally half of a percentage. It could do that while we're live of closing the day green. But if it closes the day red, so be it. It's not the end of the world. But what we can see is we're still on top of this range that we talked about yesterday, and we're still marching our way with higher highs and higher lows. Okay? I know. Listen, we're going to talk about this conflict. Okay? It's not good. I don't like war. It's the most evil thing that exists. However, two things can be true at one time. It is evil. There are no winners in war. These are all true statements. And war is good for the money printer. War is good for stocks. War is good for crypto. I wish it were not the case. But it is the case. And quietly, BlackRock is still continuing to accumulate. Okay? So they're still accumulating as we speak. Okay, so let me hide all this stuff so you guys can see. Bitcoin dominance is still just trending at the 702. It's kind of neutral right now. Really what we need is for Ethereum to continue to rise, and this will continue to pull that back. I did open up some longs when we got to 103,000. I put that in the Telegram. I added to my long on Bitcoin. I added to, I think, Link. ADA, I think I added to that. So I went shopping today during the dip while everyone else was freaking out. Okay, that's what I was doing. Let me know in the comments what you guys were doing. Speaking of Ethereum, currently, as of the time of recording, sitting at $2,513. And the same thing, it's the same story as Bitcoin. Okay, if you zoom out just a little bit and get off the 1 minute chart, get off the 5 minute chart, you can see a clear picture. And the clear picture is every time we get to this level of this is support, and Ethereum will try to get its way back up to the top of the range again. And that's what I anticipate us to do. I anticipate Ethereum to bounce off of this range here, go to the top of the range at about 2,900, and then we'll see if we have enough gas or not. There is a scenario where Ethereum could pull back to 2,300, and that would be okay. But as of the time of recording, I am encouraged by Ethereum. I'm going to be adding to my position. I do have a limit order down here at 23.28. To me, that would just be a macro double bottom. On the 5 hour, it looks okay as well. And it looks like, again, we are finding support here. So we'll see how things close tomorrow and the next few days. But I anticipate cryptocurrency to continue to trend upwards into the 25th. And then I anticipate us to have a local top in that regard. The DXY is pumping today. But this is going to be a lot of... I'm going to pull this down here. So all of this, what was support is, in my opinion, going to be resistance for the DXY. So that is $98 or 98.97. So the question is, are we going to come up here, get rejected, and come back down? That is what I anticipate, and that would bode well for everything that is measured in the US dollar. Okay. XRP, as of the time of recording, just barely did not quite put in a higher high. This is almost a double top, and we got a rejection, a hard rejection on the 5 hour, came all the way back again to the support. So this has been support for a long time, minimum back here since February, you could call it. But if you were to zoom out even more, we could find that this would be at play as well. But this has been at support since February, and I anticipate it to be support again. I've told you my downside targets. If they were to happen, I will be taking action at about $1.80. But ultimately, I expect XRP to find support here, go to the 618 Fibonacci retracement, which is about $2.43. Before just accumulating. So ultimately, XRP goes through these periods of long, boring, grueling times, followed by about 3% of really exciting or scary times. But about 95% of the time, XRP is grueling and boring, and trust me, I accumulated it for 5+ years. But as far as the markets go, there was a pullback today, and to me, I've said this, dips right now in this moment in time are for buying, so that is what I did. If you're watching the replay, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know what you're doing. And if you're watching live, let's get into your guys' questions, comments, and concerns. All right, what is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10 today? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you guys are spamming the like button, hitting the share so other people can spam the like button. Thank you, Mario, for the lightning. I appreciate you. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see everything. The comments are so tiny on this screen. I need to get a better screen here. All right. So Richard says, yo, what's up? Man, that Iran dictator looks like a psychopath, right? I love the Coinbase. I think it is the best exchange in my opinion. I think it's probably the best exchange for new people / on or off ramping crypto as of right now. I do think it is good for on and off ramping for sure. All right. Alvarez is saying the war is going to be, there will be no cuts. What do you think? What do you mean money printing? Okay, so money printing doesn't just show up in, okay. All right, good question. This is a good question. This is not, hold up. I gotta get off this music here. 1 second. Because this is supposed to be my, whoopsies, this definitely isn't it. Hold up. No. All right, sorry about that. All right, so a lot of people sort of look at money printing as just rate cuts, and it's a pass-fail, right? A lot of people view money printing as rate cuts, and it is pass or fail. Either the Fed is cutting rates and there is money printing galore, or they are not and there is no money printing. And that is not the reality, okay? The reality is the money printing never stops. Okay, the question is, where is it coming from? And what is the velocity of this printing? Is it a fire hose or is it a garden hose? Right now we're in a garden hose phase of money printing. But the money printing or the dilution of the supply does not necessarily come from the Fed cutting rates. That is one way. That is a way of money printing, but that is not the only way of money printing. Another way of money printing is Congress passing bills to support war. That is them money printing as well. That is physical money printing. Okay, so there's many different ways of that. And I'm not for it, by the way. I am not for diluting the U.S. dollar. I am not pro that, even though I am positioned in a way where it's going to benefit me. But I have lots of friends and family and relatives that are not positioned in that way, and they struggle when this happens. What's up, Ski? Hello, Ski. Do you still think that Caspa doesn't make a lower low? I think that Caspa does not make a lower low. Let's take a look at Caspa. I haven't looked at that in a little while. I have not looked at Caspa in a little bit. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, I don't think that Caspa takes this out, the April lows. No, I do not. Now, it's still in a bit of a micro downtrend, and we have not quite broken that as of right now, but no, I do expect this to hold, and as of right now you could say that we are well below the 236, which would be extreme value. From DNX X account breaking, Bank of America just labeled quantum computing as one of the biggest disruptors of all time. I think so. I think that that's a realistic plausibility. Let me pull up I cannot hold up, this is a me issue, but I need to pull up TikTok. 1 second, y'all. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Everyone is calling for 92K because of CME gap. if everyone's calling for it, guess what? I have news. It's not happening. CME gaps, I've talked about this. People have this feeling and this notion that CME gaps, they're there. They must get filled right now, before anything can happen. And the reality is they don't always get filled. Okay, so it's about 85% of the time they do get filled. That's the reality. It's about 85% of the time, but they don't always get filled in the timely manner. I've seen them get filled 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later. So is it going to get filled? Probably at some point. But is the stipulation it needs to get filled now before going higher? No, that is not the stipulation. Says, I am stressed out. Welcome to crypto. Just need, says I am trademark just got 500 million invested in XRP strategic treasury reserve. How low will TARS go? All right, I haven't looked at TARS in a minute. You talking about TARS AI? Hey, Ski, you still think Solnic will hit 10 cents by November? By the end of the bull run has been my prediction. 7.5 cents bare minimum, or I will shave my beard. But yes, I think that is very, very plausible. I've recorded a video on this, by the way, for Solnic. But Solnic staking is live right now, version 2. So you can now earn up to 30% yield on your Solnic. So I have a video on how to do that. I will be uploading it later on the Solnic account. So that'll be available on X as well as on YouTube. So yes, I do think so. We continue to do everything that we say that we're going to do. All right, let's check out TARS. How low could it go? In all likelihood, I would not expect this to be taken out here at 6 cents. My boy Ski, long time. I bet. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Can we pull up the M2 chart? We sure can. We certainly can. It's at an all-time high. Spoiler alert. I don't know where it went. I had it on here. What have they done with my M2? So they're telling me to switch. I don't know. I need to find the correct chart. I'm not sure what's up with this. They don't want me looking at it. I need to find that. So they messed up my chart here. I need to find the correct one. Does anyone have the updated on that M2? They said they switched it. We'll come back to that. Are we at a local bottom? Also, we are still in the full moon energy. Technically, yes. The full moon was, I believe, the 13th. This should be the last day or so. Thank you for the roses, Gav's dad. Justin says, where you been? I just now got live access on this account. I took the weekend off. But that's it. I was live yesterday. Yo, Ski. Says, bro, we're cooked. Could we see a sudden drop to 92, 93K due to Iran conflict? If it were to happen, it would be the ABC correction, but I don't think it would be sudden like that. Who is this? What do you think about Maple? $4 bull run. Last day of dumping. High plausibility. Total 3 looks like the same structure on the micro as Bitcoin just had on the macro when we went to 74K. If we did the same again, we should make one more lower low than rips for alts. I don't think so. I don't think that the total 3 puts in a lower low. No, I do not think that. Gav's dad is in love. Is now a good time to buy the dip, not financial advice? In my opinion, yes. I bought the dip. So I added to my position on Bitcoin. I added to my position on Link. I added to my position on ADA. And I think a couple others. I put them out in the Telegram. I'm not sure what it is offhand. Says, hello, dear. Thank you for your videos. I appreciate you. I try to be consistent with my upload schedule and my live schedule. I try to bring you guys the heat regardless of what is happening in the world, regardless of how scary things might look, regardless of any of that stuff. I'm going to be making videos. I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to try to be the voice of reason. All season canceled or delayed. Hey, you're back. I know this is we got our TikTok live access on this account. My other account has been banned again for the 76th time, so we'll see what happens with that. But this is my only main account now. So you guys make sure you guys follow it and follow me everywhere, right? So I'm live on multiple platforms right now. I am live on multiple platforms right now as we speak. Is there another market scare? Do you think we go to the war this time? I don't know. Like, how long does the market get used to the war narrative? I don't know the answer to that question. But here's what I'm going to say about the war as it relates to stocks and crypto. The interesting thing is this war is heating up, right? And we are just trending upwards. Even on Ethereum, we're just trending upwards. So the war is heating up and the markets are just making higher lows. And what I've said about this, I've said this 1,000 times. It is not events that the market does not like. Okay? Let me say that again. It's not whatever certain event. It's not Trump and the tariffs. It's not the war in Ukraine, the war in Israel. It's not any of these events that the market does not like. It is the uncertainty of the events that the market does not like. Okay? So, and I don't know the answer, but the question is, how long is the market uncertain about this war? I don't know. But based on the charts, it looks like not that long. That's what it looks like to me. Says, gonna check out the Solnic as well, my man. Yes, sir. We just got the staking updated. So version 2 is live now. You can earn 30% on your Solnic. Did you call this a local bottom as the full moon energy? I called this a local bottom. I believe. Because this was technically the full moon right here, I believe. I think. Let me pull this up. Let me not lie. Hold on. Let me not lie. Okay, so this is technically the full moon right here. I said that this is the local bottom. So until July 5th, I think that this is going to hold. And what did we get down to? 100K. I don't think 100K gets broken this summer. Now, if you want to sit here and be like, it's going to get broken after we pump and we're going to come back in the fall, like in August or September, okay, like I'll buy that for $1. I will buy that for $1. But I think we make a new all-time high before we take out the dreaded CME gap. It'll be bearish until August. See, I disagree. I actually have the reverse thesis. I actually think that we are going to be sideways and up, and then we're going to crash in August. August and September, historically, for cryptocurrency, are the worst performing months. They are the worst performing months. And I don't really expect that to change. What is it? Bitcoin seasonality. I don't remember. I probably spelled that wrong. There is a... I got to find this. There's a graph that I like to reference a lot, but I don't have it on this computer. There's a graph that I like to reference. Monthly... And I'll show it to you. I would like to show it to you. Is this it? No. Here it is, right here. Okay. So here's the average return for Bitcoin month by month. August and September, as we can see, are the worst performing months. So I have the opposite thesis. I think we're going to chop up, boring and up, barely make an all-time high with Bitcoin. And then we're going to have a correction in August / September. That is my prediction. All via done the blockchain. Should I buy ETH and rotate profits into VeChain or just buy VeChain, better ROI? If you're just doing spot, I would probably go with VeChain, to be honest with you. What must happen to invalidate Wyckoff structure in general, or example for Caspa, thanks in advance, Ski? Okay, so what would invalidate Wyckoff? I'm trying to think. Let's pull up Caspa. Okay, hold on. What would invalidate Wyckoff? So my theory is that this was distribution, and this is your markdown, and then this is reaccumulation. So what would invalidate this as being accumulation? It's hard to say that something would invalidate it, but what could happen is I could have a misread on, which you could call that an invalidation, as exactly where we're at. So maybe I'm ahead of schedule, and this would be your spring or something like that. Like you would move all of these down one. That to me is your worst case scenario, or your best case scenario, however you look at it. But I don't think so. This looks very, very clean to me. I do not think that that is what is happening here. Now, I've seen something like that happen before. Has Summer ever been bullish? Summer has been bullish before, yes. And the way, okay, and part of the reasons why I think that this summer will be bullish is because of these, we're going to call it the Trump effect, right? And what do I mean by that? So let's go back in time, right? Let's go on a journey here, and we're going to go back in time to November of 2024. And if you're like a 4-year cycle believer, November of 2024, we were still kind of on schedule, right? So this is where we were at November. We were at 69K. I would say we were slightly ahead of schedule based off of the 4-year cycle. Slightly ahead of schedule, and then we broke out, right? And then from this whole point, we were operating under a lot more euphoria. And a lot of things got front ran, especially when Trump launched the meme coins and Melody launched the meme coins. And in my opinion, that did two things, and I think it's a net neutral. But in the short term, I do think it was very bad, as it stole a lot of liquidity. And it wiped out a lot of nonsense, which is great. So stealing liquidity, bad. Wiping out nonsense, very good. But ultimately, I think it's a net neutral, and I think it put us back 6 months. That's what I think actually happened in hindsight. And so if you were to fast forward the time, That could make our summer very, very bullish. How can I transfer my crypto into a trust? You need to find a company that does that. I don't have one. So I could do some research for you, but that is not what I do. Could ADA also be invalidated? No, ADA to me is way more. I mean, anything can be invalidated, but ADA to me is about as clean as it gets. To me, like ADA at this price literally is about as good as it's going to get. And just think about all of the narratives that are happening. Like, what more is going to happen? And you have to think about, I like to think about the market like a market maker, right? Because that's who's running the show. So you have to think about this, think about it like this. What is the most painful route? Okay? What is the most painful path possible? Where is the liquidity? Okay, so we just had back to bad news after bad news after bad news, back to back to back to back. Right? Retail, from my perspective, is not interested in crypto. So where is the liquidity? Where's the liquidity? Are more people shorting or longing at this present moment in time? More people are shorting. What are institutions doing? BlackRock is buying. Okay? Solana or ADA better this second? Better in what regard? Are we talking ROI or are we talking technology? If you're asking me the better technology, I think that Solana is the better technology. If you're asking me the better ROI this second, I think that over the next year, 6 months to a year, I think that ADA will vastly outperform Solana, yes. As far as an ROI perspective. Both ADA and Solana, I will say, I feel comfortable holding for 10 years. I'm now just in Link Virtual ENA and for alts. Nice. I really like Link here. I am in a long on Link, meaning I believe in Link for the next 15 to 30 days. And Link is in my kids' portfolio, meaning I believe in Link for the next 15 years. Do you see potential in Gala? Long term, yes, because most of the supply is already diluted, right? So it's 89%. So long term, I could see it rebounding. This cycle, though, I got to keep it a buck, right? Like this year, this next year, the next 2, 3, 5 years, it's going to be hard for Gala to get a lot of gains because they have literally 7x the supply dilution. So long term, it's excellent, right? They have not increased the maximum supply. It's not like Gala has broken the blockchain and now there is, they've quintupled what will ever be available. That is not what they have done. But what they have done in order to survive the 2022 bear market is they front loaded a lot of the inflation. But most of it is done. So it's almost like it's worse to me than HBAR, but they did the same thing that HBAR did. So long term, I could see them recovering, but short term, and to me, short term is like 1, 2, 3 years. I don't think so. There's too much dilution of the supply, if that makes sense. You think Link holds $12? I do think so. Yes. Let me pull Link back up. Let's do some TA on Link. All right, so I'm going to pull up the market cap and I'm going to pull up the... Okay, yes. There's a lot of support back here. $12. Okay, so technically... Hold up. So technically the low for was April, and that was $10. And then the low before that was 11. You could call it $12. Yes, I do think that this will hold up. I do think that $12 holds up. And even right now, like, again, think about the terrible news that are happening. World War III is on our doorstep. And Link could not even make a lower low. You know what I mean? Like, what narrative is it going to take? What event, if World War III cannot do it, what is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? If we cannot make a lower low with World War III being on our doorstep, what's it going to take? Right? Again, think about it like a market maker. Think about it like an institution. Where is the liquidity? What is retail doing? What are institutions doing? They're never on the same page. Never. So yes, high probability that $12 holds for Link. Yes. Anything in the matrix is possible, but very high probability. My targets for Link for this bull run are $38 minimum, $78 medium, and $178 is my high probability, or the most bull case scenario. Jo says, Ski, please answer my question. What was your question, bro? Senate has enough votes to pass the stablecoin. That is a big deal. What's the low going to be for HNT? The Genius Bill has passed. Okay. We're going to 92K, aren't I? So you're saying we're and then I. Which is it, brother? Are you going to 92K or are we going to 92K? Which is it? At some point, here's the answer. Here's the answer. At some point, yes. Bitcoin will be going to 92K. Now, the question is it before 118K or after? My vote, my thesis is after. My vote, my thesis is August, September. That is what I think. If not later. Right? Like, what's super plausible, by the way, what is super plausible for all the people calling for CME gaps, here's a realistic possibility. In no particular order. So Bitcoin's at $105,000. This is super macro. Super macro right now, okay? So get out of our 5-minute candle. Get out of our 15-minute candle. Get out of our 30-minute candle, 22-minute candle, 1-hour candle. We are talking macro now, okay? Everybody with me? Let me know if you're with me. Say you're with me. Say I'm with you, Ski. Let me know in the comments. Say I'm with you, Ski. I'm with you, Ski. Here's a realistic possibility. Realistic possibility is we go to 138K and then go to 92K. Or we go to 207K and then go to 92K. That is all just as likely. To me, the absolute low that we ever go to again is 60K, 50K, 60K. That would be painful, right? What up, Ski? Are guys shorting now? I am not. Would net profit 250K be good into the next bear market? I think so. Rose or ICP value potential. Okay. I think Rose has more potential. ICP has more guaranteed. I like them both, though. Ski, you think Flux gets to $8? Yes. Easy. Since you're doing Link, can you do DII as well? Yes. I'm sick of waiting for this bull runs. The beatings will continue until morale is improved. Do you understand? The beating shall continue until morale is improved. Do you think Bitcoin dominance rolling over? I think so. Toshi, Ton coin. All right, I'll look at Ton coin. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. All right, Ton. Okay. So I'm looking at market cap on Ton. I put this here because there was a massive gap here. Right? And what do I say? I say this all the time. Gaps have a tendency sooner or later to get filled. This gap has been filled. That is excellent. Okay? This is your markup. This is your distribution. This is your markdown. This is now reaccumulation. All right? So you could classify this either as your PS or your selling climax. Let me show you what I'm talking about. What is he talking about? What is Ski talking about? He's talking gibberish again. All right? PS or selling climax. That is Wyckoff accumulation. So that you could either classify this as your PS and your selling climax, or this is your selling climax. This is your secondary test. I don't know, but this is the early stages of accumulation. If we were to get another lower dip, that would be probably your spring or your secondary test. And then we might even get a spring if this is your PS. Okay, that would be your spring. And then it would look like something like that. Okay, so but this is in the early stages of accumulation, in my opinion. All right, so let me give you ROI. Relatively, the bottom is forming, and you're looking at about a 6x for Ton. Ski, please don't beat us anymore. Play the cream rises to the top voice. I gotta transfer the sound over here. I will be doing that. I have not done that, so I'm working on a completely different set than I normally do, but I will be adding that. That's my homework for today. I'm gonna get the cream. That way we can rise to the top. Oh yeah, but the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah. There you go. VeChain, please. I like VeChain here. Still, 20, 40, 60 cents. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate you. Dogecoin, $1.11 and $2.22. $1.11 and $2.22. Do you like the 2x ETF products like Sol, ETH? Listen, ETFs aren't really for me, but that's okay. If ETFs are for you, as far as crypto goes, that's fine. I just buy spot or I do leverage trading on 2 or 3x. But I don't think that that's a bad play. Like if you know, if you just want to buy an ETF, and 2x I think is a good safe spot to be at, to be honest with you. That's where I leverage trade. 2, 3, 4x. That's it. You don't need crazy amounts of leverage to get crazy amounts of gains. You heard me? Say it in the chat. Say it one time for the one time. You do not need crazy leverage to get crazy gains. You hear me? Why is there crazy leverage? Because you're making up for the lack of volatility. What does crypto provide us? The gift, the wonderful gift that crypto provides all of us swing traders and all of us investors. It provides us volatility. So what don't you need? You don't need crazy amounts of leverage because it already provides you the volatility that you're making up for. Thoughts on GRT? Too much inflation on GRT for me, but I think it's a good product, but I don't think it's a great investment. I don't know if that makes sense. Thank you guys for all the gifts. What do we got? Jeff with the heart. Pat's World for the heart. The Let 'em Krill for the Let 'em Cooks. I appreciate you guys. Alan, thank you guys for the roses. My God, there's lots of... Matthew, thank you for the hearts. Gav's dad. Pat's World, thank you guys for the gifts. Yes, savages. Okay, ICP. My target for ICP is $38 minimum, $100 medium, and $140 is the macro price. Now, in the micro, I think that ICP gets to $12. ADA, $2, $4, $6, $8. That is where I will be exiting my ADA. People were talking in my comments when I was talking about XRP, by the way. They're like, Ski, why is it that you have $5, $8, $12, and everybody else has targets of $20, $30, and $50? It doesn't make sense, Ski. And to that, I would say, I have realized gains, not theorized gains. You hear me? I don't care about theorized gains. Is the bull run over? No. Absolutely not. I've never seen a war event mark a downtrend. It almost always is a local bottom. Almost always. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate you, brother. All right, Uni Long at $7. I think that's a pretty good play. Dot, I think Dot is an excellent value right here. Do you think SHIB will do okay? I think so. I think SHIB will do a 3 to 5x. I have a question. You said one time that ADA looks exactly like Bitcoin in so it's 2016. 2013 through 2016 is what I've said. I'll bring it up. Okay, thank you for the question. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And by the way, this is the structure, what I'm talking about. And the structure of the the charts that I am looking for. All right, class. Turn to page 76. Take out your notebooks. This will be on the test. Take notes. You guys are about to get a master class. A master class. All right, so this is what I was talking about, that ADA looks like Bitcoin, not from 2020, but from 2013 through 2016. Let me pull up ADA real quick. I'm going to do the 3-day so that you guys can see it. It doesn't really matter, but I just want you to be able to see it. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Oh, I got to come in a little bit. Okay. All right. So on the top is Bitcoin from 2013 through 2016, and on the bottom is ADA from 2021 through present day. And a lot of charts look like this chart. Why do a lot of charts look like this chart? Because they all are going to do the same thing at the same time. Okay? Everything, everywhere, all at the same time. You have your markup, distribution, markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, back test of the prior range, move higher than the sign of strength, back test, reaccumulation, and then you start to gruel your way higher, and this is how the story ends. So in my opinion, ADA looks like this, Link looks like this, VeChain looks like this. There's a lot of coins that look exactly, by the way, the story's still going. I'm yapping, I'm over here speaking fluent Japanese and the chart is still riding. I'm over here speaking Japanese and the chart is still going. Okay? That's what we call a markup. You guys still bullish? I don't know, bro. I went long on Bitcoin at 78K. I went long on Ethereum at 1,700. I'm chilling. I don't get scared by a 2% dip after Bitcoin did a 6 years of stock market gains in 45 days. I don't get scared by what is Ethereum down? 0.66% dip when it's up 100%, aka 14 years of stock market gains in the past 45 days. Gonna round trip it? No, bro, because I accumulated XRP at 30 cents, 20 cents for 5+ years, and I took profit with video evidence at $3.33 and bought a farm. I'm good. I've already accomplished my goals. I bought a farm cash. I've been in this game longer than 17 minutes, and my time horizon is not 17 days. I've been in this game long enough to know how these events happen, how the apex predator likes to move. You lied to me, Ski. I'm not rich yet. Here you go. Luna went to 0 at a local bottom. FTX went to 0 at the bottom. Silicon Valley, the scariest moments in cryptocurrency are the tops or the bottoms. You gonna round trip it? Yes, I am round tripping it at the bottom. This is a rounded bottom. I bought all of this. I bought all of this. Video evidence documented. Be back at 93K. I'll be here. I'll be here. But be here at 118 first. Be here at 138 first. And then we'll go to 93. But I'll be here again too. Don't worry. Don't worry. 93K is the new 70K. Last season 70K was the season before that's 40K. What am I talking about? Bitcoin goes from 74K, we dip all the way to 49K, and everybody and their brother and their mother and their wife's boyfriend was telling us 40K. 40K's last season was season 1 of 12K. What happened? Bitcoin pulls back from 69K all the way to 16K. Everybody and their brother, their mother, their uncle, their wife's boyfriend said, we're going to 12K. This is this season's 92K, is this season's 12K, is last season's 40K, is the seasons before that's 70K. Is Flux a good buy right now? I think so. The Web, thank you for the $10 donation, you savage. I appreciate you. Says you're asking people to buy the top. No, because I've been in this game making videos. My core audience was here in 2022. Do you know why we're called the Savages? Do you know why we're called the Savages? Because I was making videos 6 months in advance before FTX went to 0. And on the day that FTX went to 0 at $15,500, I said the bottom is in. I will shave my head if we go lower. Video evidence documented. Do you know why My army is called the Savage Army because I kept telling people at 20K average price, if you're here now, you are a savage and you are the future 1%. That's why they're called the Savages, because I've been in this game, homie. I've already realized gains. I've already accomplished my goals. I know what a bottom feels like. I know what a top feels like. I ain't never seen a top come in with war. I ain't never seen a top come in with collapse. I ain't never seen a top come in with going to zero. Never. Never, never, not one time. In fact, I have all of the local bottoms over the past 4 years. Luna went to zero at $17,000. Local bottom. We did not make a new low for 180 days. FTX went to zero. By the way, Ethereum never made a new low to this day. Quant never made a new low to this day. XRP never made a new low to this day. FTX went to zero. $16,000. I said I would shave my head if we went lower. Video evidence documented. We never went lower. Not for a second. We pump up to 20K. Pull back, or excuse me, 25K. Pull back to 20K. Silicon Valley Bank goes to zero. I said this is a local bottom. I will shave my head if we go lower. 20K. We have not been lower to this day. We go to 25K, 31K, pull back. The war in Israel. Israel's always fighting a war. How many wars? For thousands of years, they have been fighting wars. We pull back. This was in 2023. Local bottom. Here's XYZ. Why this is the local bottom. If we go lower, I will shave my head. And I also said we would go to 48K by the end of the year or I would shave my head. We went to 48K. Germany pulls back. Local bottom. Germany, Mt. Gox selling their Bitcoin. Local bottom. Japan, rate cut debacle. Local bottom. The United States is selling 69,000 Bitcoin. Local bottom. The tariffs are in full-fledged effect. Local bottom. Come on now. Come on now. I've been in this game, bro. I've made 2,000 videos. All right. Sorry about that, Web. So we're thinking 300 to 500K Bitcoin, 250 to 500 Link, $20 ADA. Gonna be epic. None of those are my price targets. My price target for Bitcoin is 138 to 207. My price target for ADA is $6 to $8. My price target for VeChain is 20 to 40 cents. My price target for XRP is $5 to $8. My price target for Solnic, well, I guess that is Solnic, is 10 cents, $1, and $5.89. But the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah. World War III, local bottom. Bro's got me hype. Be right back. Gonna buy some flux. I think he meant next bull run, brother. Oh, next bull run. Sorry, bro. Yeah, I think so. Crypto Twitter all saying short. Good. Do what everybody else does and let me know how that works out. Do what everyone else does and let me know how that works. I'm going along. Can you chart Polkadot, sir? Thoughts on SYRUP? Yes, retail is always correct. Retail's always ahead of the game. But Ski, you're retail too. Yes, I agree. But I spend my entire time figuring out what is retail doing. What is institutions doing? Yeah, listen. This is just a straight line. This is a bearish divergence is what I'll say. This could continue to play. This could continue to rise here. There's not enough data on this one for sure. But I'm not a fan of buying charts that look like this. Just a straight line up. It's already at the 1618, so it might go to $775 million market cap. What are your targets for our weave? I'm in a long on our weave. It's been performing very, very well. I think it's up over 300+%. I'll check that out. Let me look at DOT real quick. Because that's a hot dotty for y'all. Make sure you guys follow this account, by the way. Drop a follow. It's free. Support your boy. Trying to get this account monetized too, like the other one. DOT, by the way, has the same chart as everything else too that we've been talking about, right? I just did it with VeChain, with ADA. This is all the same thing. Markdown, accumulation, sign of strength, back test, move higher, back test again. Micro retracement is going to take us to $12 billion market cap, which is about a 100% move. Macro retracement is a 4x. Where did you do a R-Weave long? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might be confusing one. I might be confusing this one. R-Weave. I did on BitUnex though. This is a while ago. What? Why is this? How's this not charging? All right, let's check out. What was the other one? Oh, yeah, we just did DOT. All right, guys. Is Zilliqa a good investment? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Market cap 210, FTV 225. I don't think it doesn't have terrible inflation. This looks like accumulation. I don't think so. I think it's pretty good. Looks all right to me. 50K likes. Apparently no immediate U.S. intervention. I hope not. I am not in favor of war. Near 3 to 5x. ETH, VeChain bleeding. Why? The whole market's down, brother. Don't think Arweave has BitUnex. Hold on. I might be saying the wrong one. It is very plausible. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to send it to the Telegram and show you the one that I'm talking about. I'm talking about Aave is what I'm talking about. My mistake. I keep getting Aave and Arweave confused. It's happened like 3 or 4 times. It's my mistake. So here you go. This is the one that I'm talking about. So I'm up on my 3x 315% as of the time of recording. There you go. Bullish on Theta. I am bullish on Theta. Yes. Excuse me. The Solnic Army. Solnic is my number one 100x play, period. How to join the Telegram. 2 NFTs get you lifetime access. and or you can book a call with me, and that gets you lifetime access as well. What's your analysis to get future price predictions? I have a I use a multitude of things. Here's how if you're asking me how I analyze the market, I think that's what you're asking me. Here's how I analyze the market. I spend most of my time, Dano, I need to make you a moderator on this. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that later. Okay, if you're asking me how I analyze the market, here's how I analyze the market. I spend most of my time trying to figure out what is retail doing, what are institutions doing. That is where I spend a lot of time. And how do I do that? Well, you can look on crypto Twitter. You can look on crypto TikTok. And by the way, you guys let me know. So I kind of have an advantage there. Because maybe not necessarily you guys, but anytime I upload a video, people will just comment what they think. And when I see a pattern of like, hey, 100 people are saying we're going lower, that lets me know like, hey, well, guess what? This is where retail's at. All right, it's not that simple, but it's kind of that simple. So I spend a lot of time analyzing what is retail doing. Because retail is always wrong. I've never seen retail right, ever. Never. Never. It's always, I've literally never seen retail be correct. Okay, so that's area number one. But I do Wyckoff accumulation. To me, Wyckoff that is my bread and butter. The reason I like Wyckoff so much is because it had the end in mind from the beginning. And what is the end in mind? The end in mind is this, that Richard D. Wyckoff, the GOAT of trading, in my opinion, created this method over 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago, and he had the conclusion that... Hold up. I got it. Okay. Richard D. Wyckoff, the GOAT of trading, made this method over 100 years ago. And he had the fundamental realization that stock price trends were driven primarily by institutional and other large operators to manipulate stock prices in their favor. If you want to tell me this game is manipulated, this game is rigged, I agree. It's ran by the predators. So why do I like Wyckoff? Because it analyzes the market, understanding how the predators move. That's it. So I use Wyckoff a lot. I use Fibonacci's. Those are some of the main things I use. But that is going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I go live. Whoopsies, I forgot to change that. I go live every single day, Monday through Friday, minimum, 4 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Let me say that again, because I'm already starting to see a bunch of skis cryptos pop up. The ya boy skis were crazy. There was 736 ya boy skis, but only one real one. Will the real ya boy ski please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Yes, Sam ya boy ski. Okay, listen. I'm not going to message you. I love you, but I'm not going to message you. Those are scammers. I will never ask you for money. Those are scammers. I'm not going to ask you how your trading is going. I don't care. Those are scammers. All right? Do not get scammed. Do not redeem. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God